Let's move to our last figure. And our last figure is the 1,000 Toys
I can't
Hellboy.
see what it is. I can't see what it is.
Now,
Fresh off the truck.
already I'm a little pissed off.
Uh-oh. Why?
Can you hold that box back up?
I sure can.
Take off the tissue paper. You can do that.
I get to take the tissue paper off?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, I've never done this before.
You can do it. Hold it up while you're doing it.
Oh,
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, that hurts. Oh.
That's $100 tissue paper right there.
Oh.
105.
All right, Maurer,
Ouch.
what are you complaining about here?
All right, hold it up into your right just a little bit. Now, do you guys see what Hellboy's holding on his shoulder? What is it?
Excalibur, right?
It's Excalibur.
That is.
And anybody that's seen the latest Hellboy movie, they actually went into why he's holding Excalibur.
I know where this is going.
If you ordered directly through Darkhorse, which I had it in my cart 10 different times and said, no, I don't have the money, you got Excalibur and you got the horns, the full horns.
Hook'em horn.
With that for an extra $10. Why in the beep did you put the goddamn accessory I don't have on my box?
Production value.
Just to piss you off.
Like, come on, that's
I don't see it. Where is it?
yeah, that's a dick move.
Where's the? I don't see it.
You don't see it. All right. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk a little
There
bit
it
about
is.
this toy.
There it is.
There it is. Mashko, what do you know about 1,000 Toys? 1,000 Toys.
Not a lot, actually. It's one of the I don't want to say smaller companies, but it's one of the companies that I haven't dealt much with. I've had they released not too long ago some things, Blame or Blame Killy. I forget exactly what, but that was a Netflix show,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
They're
Or movie.
famous for their androids,
Mhm.
their synthetic human line,
Mhm.
which I've got a couple knockoffs accidentally because I was going to put them in the display behind me on the thing as like bad guys, like put some finished goods on them, and I didn't realize I was buying knockoffs. I just saw what looked to be like cheap generic figures.
Mhm.
You know, for $20, like, okay, cool, I'll buy this cheap generic figure. And then I researched it a little bit. I'm like, oh, that I bought a knockoff of like $120 looking like what's the movie with Will Smith? iRobot.
iRobot. Mhm.
So they have a whole line of those type figures that are 1/12 scale, have amazing, movement to them. They even make drawing figures for it. So they do a little bit of good. Now, this box is beautiful, but let's open the box, Baby Huey.
We're going to open the box.
Open the box.
I kind of liked just being able to say, Baby Huey, open the box.
What's in the box?
While he's kind of going through that, the figures that you were talking about, were they marketed as Darkhorse, or were they just,
Which one? The androids?
Yeah.
No, they were 1,000 Toys, their own line.
But the knockoffs that you received.
The knockoffs that I received, I don't know if they were... Because it was literally on eBay.
Mhm.
I was just typed in, like, generic
Okay.
toy. I found the cheapest one and was like, I'll take that one. So I didn't look at the description much. It wasn't until after I got them. I forget what made me look at it. I think I was like, oh, maybe I can buy more of these or get you to buy in bulk. Like, this is a really cool idea. And then I was like, wait a minute. These are supposed to be $100 plus each.
Right.
I paid $18 for two.
You want to bring up on the camera here the nice little window box they have featured for it?
That is nice.
Nice.
That's really nice.
It's very Mezco-esque.
Yes, that's why I was like, huh. And it had a nice little slider, slider top thing on top of it, and the inside the box is pretty nice.
This is a 1/12 scale, so it should fit right in with your collection over there.
Nice. The box art's beautiful. This.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a little bit of descriptions on the back
Nice big
here.
Hellboy graphic on the back.
Yep. So.
What's that smaller print say? Can't read it.
The smaller print says, director, not going to pronounce his name. Sculptor, Hi-Fi Studios. Engineer, not going to pronounce that name. It's some Japanese name. painter. Again, not going to say the name.
It's a director for the toy.
Yeah, for the toy line.
Yeah, and then costume production designer.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the bottom, it's got the Darkhorse logo and the Thousand
Nice.
Toys logo. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hand me the knife Maurer, please.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
So now it'll be Baby Huey, do that thing, and you'll open the toy. Is that,
I'll watch it. I got the
that what
knife
we're-
now.
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife.
We have one of those knives somewhere in here.
Where's the machete at? Oh, the machete's downstairs.
There's a sword behind you too, if you want.
Thundercats.
Ho! Yeah, so I've been waiting for this figure. There's one thing I already know I hate about it. There's one thing I like about it.
Oh, jeez.
And I kind of followed the production of the figure because 1000 Toys, the one thing that's nice about them is they communicate during the development process. So when they put their prototype out there, they actually said, hey, we're changing this, we're working on this, but this is kind of how we want it to look.
Mm-hmm.
And once we get it out of the box, I'm going to show a few things.
Wow. So he actually comes packaged like some of the other high-end toys with the plastic around
Well,
it.
this is a mid-tier toy. It's $100, so it's right in that 80 to 120 range.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably top 150 is like the high end of the mid-range, low end of the high end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean you're seeing some Mashko.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I knew I wasn't going to like.
Wow. I was not expecting that from a figure.
So
Go ahead.
he has, and I'm going to get it in the... Did you just drop all the accessories?
Nope. Dropped one.
Looks like you were trying to give him chest compressions.
Yeah, it's very soft.
Wake up!
Yeah, so with the Hellboy figure,
He does not want to really stand.
well, we need to put his tail on for him to stand well.
I'm seeing a nice added detail on there that I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute.
But his chest is actually, his torso is a soft plastic around a frame.
Hmm.
All right, good. We got him back. All right, Huey.
Yes.
Now this figure here, let's turn on the rotation. It looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the comic. Now you can pose him not leaning on the tail as much. Right now I just know it's easier. You don't have to spend as much time balancing him. Because if you look, they have the devil hooves
Mm-hmm.
on him.
They do.
Which, unlike in the movies, in the movie figures that they've done, they gave him normal feet. This, and you have the hooves. And maybe we didn't even bother making the one straight. So we'll do that.
Right out of the box.
You can see the accessories of the little cross that he wears. And we're going to stop it right here. Here is the other thing that I hate. And I'm going to use hate because this is not what I like. Do you see the right-handed Doom?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like freaking Legos. They wanted every little finger to be completely articulated,
Mm-hmm.
so they put these pins in it, and it just doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
For the cost that they spent on that, they could have given me 2 or 3 interchangeable right-handed Dooms that more than likely would have gotten every single pose that everybody was going to put in, other than giving the middle finger that they're going to do for 1 second, go, I can make Hellboy give the finger, and then move on. This is probably one of the most idiotic choices to spend their money I have ever seen in a toy.
What's great about these conversations? So we talk about toys and collecting, and we do a lot of things online at our different social medias. And you don't have to put that.
Maurer.
I'll put it up later.
I got it.
But I don't really hear the true, honest opinion of something until we get into this room or whenever we're showing something off.
That sounds
So
like talk about it.
I never really know what to expect. So to hear the description of, hey, I don't like this, I like this. This is the dumbest thing they ever could have done. it gives some it's nice.
I'm a true collector.
Right.
And what I mean by that is I will collect things that I like. I will seek out things that I love. But if something just is cool It's not even on camera. If something's just cool, I'll want it. Now, I'm a Hellboy fan.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't say I'm a diehard fan, but I'm a fan. So when they announced this toy, I was like, I gotta have it. I knew Mezco wasn't going to do a comic version of Hellboy. This looked like it was going to be good. It reminded me of, what was it? Was it NECA that did the awesome Hellboy figures back in the day? Or was it Mezco back in the day?
That was Mezco. Yeah.
And they were good, and they had everything that you wanted. They were a little bigger. They were a weird scale.
Mm-hmm.
They were like a 1/10 scale figure. Baby Huey, what the hell are you doing to my toy?
I'm breaking it.
Now, we get 2 interchangeable heads in here, and we get spots to move the cut-off horns. Again, did they really have to make the extra pieces exclusive? It was literally $10.
Probably not, but from a business sense, with them putting that out as an exclusive only through Darkhorse,
it drove business to them.
Drives, yeah.
But I wouldn't have
higher
made
profit
it,
margin.
I wouldn't have made it as limited as they did.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even. Do you know what the numbers were? I didn't even see what the numbers were.
I think it was like 1,200.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The rumor is 12 to 1,500. Whatever, it sold out.
Right.
And that is the bigger that I have. So, all right, cool. Huey, you got it in a pose. Let's switch back if we can. When you're posing it, Huey, how did it feel?
The joints move fine. Nothing seemed too tight, and it wasn't either too loose or anything. The only thing I don't like is this ball joint here on this wrist.
Mm-hmm.
The peg actually plugs into the hand itself.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Bandai Power Ranger figures that came out. I hated that.
That's how the figure arts are.
So it's like it's a double peg. Like it's a thing that moves like this independently.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pain to stick that hand on there.
Yeah, you run the risk of breaking that little peg off.
Yeah, me personally, I prefer like the Marvel Legends where the pin is in the hand. You just stick it into the wrist. So, I mean, other than that though, it felt nice. I mean.
Yeah, I mean from here, I mean it looks like what it's supposed to look like. On the shelf you're seeing, the coat looks nice, everything. It doesn't have like any like weird shine to it or anything like that. It looks looks pretty good. So
other than Lego Fists,
like I have a few of these available. I may keep one. I'm looking at this. I kind of like it.
Get a little better look at that.
But I may. I may just hold out until the Mezco movie version comes out.
If it doesn't get canceled.
You think it will?
Tell me why.
So there's rumors of the other one being canceled because of the movie being a flop. And Mezco hasn't done it before, but they're getting to the level of production now where if something's not going to sell for them,
right.
They have so many other pieces that are already announced and in production that could clear the way to get something ahead of schedule, because most of their fans, which, again, I don't understand this about collectors, complain when anything's pushed back. And when you're dealing with...
They want it now. Plain and simple.
But this is not your mass-produced, crappy Marvel Legends figures that we're talking about. No offense to the Marvel Legends collectors.
You just offended a lot of Marvel Legends.
but you
Marvel
you
Legends,
more.
Marvel Legends, it's like, okay, they produce them out. They have tons of bad paint. You've got to dig through them because they're pushed out so fast.
That's not even just Marvel Legends. That's anything mass produced.
Right. Where with these, if they did push them out at the speed that those low end figures were, you would be dealing with those kind of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, yeah.
And they're never. I haven't seen anything go super, super late where it wasn't to better the figure.
Right.
What'll
be interesting is the Netflix Punisher has been getting pushback and pushback and pushback, and definitely rumors of that actually getting canceled. But you can't really get it in very many places right now to pre-order. Like the pre-orders have sold. Like Punisher is a big, huge moneymaker for Mezco, and it doesn't matter what version of it.
I'm going to look into the camera for a second. For the Mezco and mid-tier collector fans, everything you bitch about is the face not looking right when it's a reproduction of a real person. So if they want to take their time to get it to look better, let them do it. I'm done.
Are you?
We still want listeners. We I do apologize for Mr. Maurer. Sometimes he gets a little hyped up with the things that he wants, and I can appreciate that opinion, but try not to alienate our viewers.
Okay, sorry.
Are you really?
But you're 100% accurate on everything that you've said.
Sorry.
Because the people are talking about the Ghostbusters. They were just released. Number one, packaging has been a mess. They have to put 4 of those and multiple heads, and
there's
things are
like
getting
6 people in their warehouse. I'm not even joking. I think they said it's like 6 to 10 people run their warehouse.
This is during the manufacturing. So when everything is done and they're packing it to go into its final. Okay. So yes, there's like 6 or 7 people actually shipping the boxes, but when they're getting them from their manufacturer, think about that. You have 4 figures.
There's like 15 people for that.
4 figures that look almost identical.
Like 1,500. Yeah. We won't get into that.
And the people that make them don't know what they're looking at. So
this face looks like this.
Yeah.
So
we all look alike.
It happens. So I will double check your Ghostbusters.
You better, because you only have 10 days to get Mezco to fix them. But we've seen Egon and Stance's thing. We've seen people that just got screaming Egon heads.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Wow.
There's been, but if you think about it at a production level, 4 white dudes with dark hair in jumpsuits that the only difference is the name on the jumpsuits.
How many?
And one has glasses.
3 dudes. 3 white dudes and then Winston. But all the jumpsuits are the same, and it's written in a language that the people making these probably don't read.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's give these toy manufacturers a little bit of a break. Now,
give all the toy manufacturers, Hasbro, Mattel.
Those toys, I'll give them a break. I just don't buy their crap.
Except for Gambit in multiples.
Yeah.
Well, that's anything. If there's anything released in Gambit, I buy it in multiples. But no, this figure looks good. The cloth goods, I will say this trench coat has gotten rave reviews. It is a wired
it's got a little
trench coat.
You got bendy wire in it, which is really cool.
I would agree with most people that...
Oh, I could see that. I know what you're talking about with the Lego thumb thing. That's rough. It was curved. It was like underneath before. I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's long, weird Lego fingers.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been a joint smaller and probably looked a million times better.
Agreed. Take one joint out of that, yeah.
So if we're doing 1 out of 10, what are you saying on this one?
So if we put Gomez as a 10.
Okay.
Gomez is a 10. Gomez is a 10, and I'm trying to think of a 1. Marvel Legend as a 1. I put this at like a 6, 6.5.
Okay, that's about right.
That's higher than I thought it was going to go.
Because it looks great everywhere except for the hand.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they did that molded body. Yes, it probably doesn't feel as good in your hand.
It feels like I was not expecting that, so taking that out.
Holding it in my hand for the 3 minutes it's going to take me to pose this figure, maybe 10 minutes, I'm never going to feel that again, but it looks better than having like a seam where the diaphragm should be.
I mean, true. It's a different way of doing the body mold. So, different is good sometimes.
Now, what accessories did it come with?
So he came with a growling face. Arg. And then the gun, the holster for the gun,
the Good Samaritan,
which I couldn't. It was hard to get the this little nubbin in the hole. So I played that.
Couldn't get it in the hole.
And then the fist, which he came with, and then 2 open palm hands.
Are the 2 hands identical?
No, one is relaxed. One's a little more relaxed. Just
one's relaxed.
Can you get those in the hole?
One's more relaxed.
I mean, can you get that?
Yeah.
Like, see how one's relaxed and the other one's more.
So one's like a reaching and one's like a relaxed.
Sure, we'll call it that.
The tail's bendable.
Is it tail bendable?
Snap.
Yeah, right. No, it's just
No?
it's just a very soft plastic.
All right, then don't play with it. Put it back where it was.
He's back where he was.
No, this is a good figure. I'm going to wait because I know it's going to happen. Somebody's going to make a third-party
attachment.
Right Hand of Doom, and I'm going to be able to get rid of Lego fingers.
Lego
third
fingers.
party.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about third-party for since we have?
we can do a whole freaking show on third-party, bootleg, counterfeit, all that good stuff. What I will say is, when people use custom as, I make customs, you're making bootlegs. I'm going to put that out there. You're not making something that is licensed. You're not making something that is official from the manufacturer. And in most cases, you're copying off of something. So, in other words, customs or bootlegs.
Tomato. I mean...
And a lot of people, I think, are making they're meaning one thing, but they're saying a different word.
Okay.
So, counterfeit.
Okay.
No one, as I've been, really engrossing myself into this, this area of business, and no one uses the word counterfeit, but
That is
the
true.
majority of the time when people are referring to bootlegs, it's actually a counterfeit. So that's why I asked you the question earlier about the androids, mainly because if they had on there that it was a Darkhorse, or 1000 Toys android, and it really wasn't an android, that's a counterfeit.
Yeah.
If it doesn't say that, then it's bootleg. So all those like Bandai, figure arts that are out there that say Bandai on them, they're counterfeit.
Right.
They're not bootleg. Just putting it out there.
Just putting that out there.
You get a rant from me every now and again.
Yeah, it happens.
Every now and again.
Every now and again.
And
Just-
again. And
and
again. And again.
And again.
That's what I was going for.
All right.
All right, guys. It's about that time. So, Baby Huey, do that thing.
Still sounds so weird when he says it. All right. You can find us everywhere on Toying Around Live. I was going to say Welcome to Fireside.
We are part of Welcome to Fireside.
You can find us at welcometofireside.com. But for us everywhere, you can find Toying Around Live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then on Twitter, you can find us at Toyin Around. And you might ask where that G went. Well, we dropped the G and gave it to our friends over at the OG Podcast Networks.
That's ogpodcastnetwork.com.
Or the app.
It's just like, it just works.
No? No?
You should hear me when I listen to the other podcasts. I'm the only one talking.
I can see Mashko being like, and I'm Mashko. Oh, wait.
One of these days, I'm going to record my end. I'll listen to it, stop it, talk, and then re-release it as the Mashko cut. And you guys will never be able to talk back to me.
Wow.
That's true, but I normally agree with you anyway.
And if you're looking to get this wonderful Darkhorse
Yes, Mashko.
1000
Mashko,
Toys,
where can we get this?
you can get this at mashkocollectibles.com.
Mashko, I think I deleted your plug.
I
You can't get
will delete your... No, I can't delete your account because you owe too much.
Wow. Oh, so close.
Wow. That's how I'm going to do it, though. I'm gonna build up a bunch and then just be like, I don't know, I disappeared.
As you can see, we love toying around.
We do. Everybody that's listened, everybody that's been a part of it, dealing with our technical difficulties, like cameras going down in the middle of the shows. We thank you. We know we're going through growing pains. We're going to get this figured out. If you have any feedback for us, let us know.
Yes.
If you want us to get rid of Baby Huey, people have said that already. He's been around too long, so we might have to keep him. Unless you have somebody similar that you can put in his place.
See, now I've heard the opposite. They got to get rid of Maurer.
No one's getting rid of me.
Beep you!
Beep you and good night.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Deuces.